the 40 finale that Jim Murray might be talking about there is the numbness that I'm talking about. He's probably just, it's obviously a lot more eloquent with his words than I am. Hello and welcome to another Whiskey Trials. I'm Neil, this is Wee Jock, and this is the Glenlivet 12. I've already poured myself a little one because I did a little 1 minute Instagram video which was very hard to do, given that some of my previous videos are 50 minutes, long. It's kind of difficult to cram all that stuff into a minute. So, the Glenlivet 12. Oh man, where have you been all my life, kind of thing. I have to say, I like Glenlivet. I've got some other ones that I need to do trials on and stuff, and I think I've done one. Have I done one? I thought I've done one. Maybe I haven't. Anyway, so I've never had the age statement Glenlivet anyway. And this was reduced in Tesco's. It was down from 39 to 28 quid. So I bought it, and purchase. Pretty good. I have to get, I'm giving the game away early. But so let's just do my usual. I want to go through this as I normally do. So as you can see, already sparked one, so it's all good. Wet the whistle a little bit. So let's talk about the branding. The branding. It's a weird one because I kind of like it, and I kind of don't. It's very plain, and I don't know if that's like kind of a good thing in a way, because maybe it's being a little bit understated, and it's not trying to be garish and bright, and there's no flashiness to it. It's just potentially this is a great whiskey. So we'll start off reading out the back a little bit. High up in the remote area of Glenlivet, George Smith was the first to produce a whiskey of such exceptional quality that it went to define the taste of Speyside. His definitive single malt inspired so many other distilleries to adopt the appellation Glenlivet that it became known as the longest glen in Scotland. In 1884, a legal agreement was reached to distinguish Smith's original whiskey by referring to exclusively as the Glenlivet. Now, I've been wondering about that actually, and it's cool that I've had this for a couple of days now, maybe longer, and I've not even read the box. But I was wondering about that because you see that on some of the other bottles, some of the other boxes. Do I have any kicking about that I can quickly grab? I don't see any, but there is some that say Glenlivet on it, and I was like, wait, Glenlivet? Is that part of the Glenlivet distillery, or how are they doing that? But that clarifies it. So this was the first Glenlivet, and then they got a legal thing to say that they should be the only Glenlivet, so they call themselves the Glenlivet. So if you just see Glenlivet on a bottle, you know it's not from these guys. So apparently you can be a guardian at theglenlivet.com/guardian. Guardians. So yeah. So a good Speyside. I don't know who owns it. Let me just consult the Whiskey Bible. So I won't look up Glenlivet because it'll be under the Glenlivet, surely. Maybe it won't be. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. Who knows? Oh, tomato. Need some of that. Fair is it? I think he's put it under Glenlivet. Glengarry. Grant, come on. Aha, the Glenlivet. It is under G. So it's the Chivas brothers. The Chivas brothers. And, yeah, you know, I do, sometimes I've knocked them in the past, I think, for some of the stuff that they put out. It's normally chill filtered, and it's normally got the E150, I think, quite a lot of the time. Now, this doesn't say that it doesn't have that, so I'm guessing it probably does. The colour's not as dark as some of the other ones that I kind of think have quite a lot of the E150 in it, so it's not too bad by the looks of it. But yeah, potentially, I don't know. I mean, I wish they'd really just start getting this sorted out. Maybe there should be a law put in that says you have to state chill filtered and coloured, or say it either way. So either it is or it isn't, because that would be great. Because for me, one of the things that is a standout thing on this whiskey is that it's oily. It's got some definite kind of oils to it. You know, it's got some decent legs on it, but when you drink it, I said this in the Instagram 1 minute thing that I did very quickly. That every so often you'll just be sitting there and you'll rub your tongue against the top of your mouth, and you can still taste the sultanas and raisins and red fruits that this is so great at imparting into your taste buds. It really is. It's if you like raisins and you like sultanas and you like a bit of sweetness mixed with I've been getting this as I've been travelling through the bottle. As you all know, I like to go on the journey, and as I've travelled through this, I've noticed some different things. It does have that kind of woodiness, but it's quite a mossy, old, woody flavoured, which is interesting. And the other thing about it is that it has this slight medicinal appeal to it. Now, I'm not talking about the actual medicinal flavours that you kind of identify in whiskey. The medicinal thing in this is it has a slight flavour of that, but it's got a slightly numbing effect. I find that there's, I mean, it's not a high alcohol content for a whiskey. It's just the base 40%. So I've had stronger ones, cask strength ones that I've drinking neat, and it doesn't have that kind of effect. So it was interesting that this one had that effect. Now I'm going to pour myself one. And I've got a little interesting kind of weird thing to do. Everybody, right, okay, you already know that I like the Glenlivet. It's a good one. Go and buy it. It's well worth it. It's well worth it, especially now in Tesco's at 28 quid. Even, if this was, sort of 40 quid, I think I'd probably buy it. I'm now at the point that I've gone through this journey and I'm kind of so in love with it that I don't want to be without it. But so you will have noticed it's got a big brother. They're breeding. So this obviously is a litre bottle. I think it was obviously purchased in some kind of airport somewhere. It was taken from my old auntie's house who recently passed, and I don't know how long it's been sitting. My dad got it and then he gave it to me. So I really don't know how long it's been sitting, but I had a nip out of it, and I was like, do you know what? That's quite nice, but it feels like it's slightly lacking. So my guess was that maybe had been open for a while. So what I thought would be good was just to kind of give it a little compare with the brand new one, as it were. Yeah. Still got some leggies there. So yeah, like I said, got no idea how old this is. I don't know if there's like some kind of bottling thing. Oh, there we go. 2012. 2012. And this one has note. It has nada. It's not so good. Maybe they don't print. Oh no, there it is. At 2018. So this one's got a good 6 years on it. So it's one of the things that I'm interested in. Nobody really, well, I've not seen anybody else talking about it really. And it's one of those things that I find quite interesting in terms of how does a whiskey age once you've opened it? Because I often talk about the journey, moving through the bottle, and then what rarely happens with me is that journey lasts that long. You know, it's only the whiskies that I'm not really that keen on that still linger about on my shelf. The other ones get finished pretty quickly. So, smells very similar though. You could definitely tell it's the same one. You know, it's not like it's quite different like I found with the old and new versions of Old Pulteney. Don't mention the Old Pulteney video. So that was the new bottle. Do you know what? Straight away, it's more nutty. It's much nuttier. I got a real kind of hazelnutty, almost almondy kind of finish there. I was thinking about the nose on this one. I think this is one of the things that I like about it's what makes me enjoy a whiskey more. Is the ones that have quite interesting smells. Like I did the Glenglassach, and although I really enjoyed the sort of first half of the bottle, it kind of tailed away, so I didn't quite enjoy the second half as much. The thing that remained was the enjoyment on the nose. And the Glenlivet 12 is one of those ones that is just so enjoyable. Just like I caught myself on the couch, had a nip of this. I wasn't even drinking it. I kept just bringing it up to my face, and I was like, I was smelling it, and then I put it back. I wasn't even drinking it. And that to me is like a sign of a really good whiskey when, you know, I don't even have to drink it essentially to appreciate it. Yeah, I'd say like this one's got more of that kind of slight medicinal kind of burn thing going on, and it's slightly numbing. I can feel it. It's got a slightly numbing, almost like TCP-like quality. It doesn't taste like TCP, obviously. Not that it's bad. I quite like it. But this one, it's just mellowed. I think it's kind of mellowed out. I'm getting. I get it on that one as well, but it's more vibrant on this one, which is it's a orangey tangerine kind of smell. Yep. And again, much more nuttiness. It does have a kind of orangey flavour to it as well. But it'll be interesting to see what the box says. Let's go back to the box. So they describe the colour. I don't know why they describe the colour, if it might have the E150 in it. Hopefully it doesn't. So the nose, it says vibrant aromas of summer. Of summer meadows, sorry, and tropical fruits. Notably, pineapple. I'm not getting pineapple on this one at all. I'm getting. You could argue it a little bit with that one. I suppose I've talked about this before. It's the vanilla smell mixed with the pear. You can with like a kind of pear and apple-y kind of twang that you can kind of get mixed up with a. Well, I don't suppose it's mixed up, but it kind of leads on to that kind of pineapple smell. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a bit. Yeah, you maybe pick up pineapple now. This one, maybe a bit more, but it's orangey as well. I'm getting oranges. What's interesting here, though, it says on the palate that it's floral notes, smooth and sweet fruit notes of fresh peaches and pears and vanilla. Now, if I was to put, I think when you smell it, you can almost get the peaches as well and the pears. Like I said, it's that kind of mixed up fruit that's almost a pineapple, but not quite. It's funny when you. It's funny. I suppose when I've done it with crisps, for instance. So you eat a packet of crisps and you think that it's salt and vinegar, but really it's cheese and onion. And then the first few that you take, you're like, yeah, it's salt and vinegar, and then you're like, it tastes a little bit funny though. And then you look at the packet and you see cheese and onion, and then you eat another one, boom, it's cheese and onion. So it's interesting when you read the back of these and you're like peaches, oh yeah, and pears, oh yeah, I'm getting the pears now. Yeah. But it's kind of the stuff that I was saying before. Finish is marzipan, and fresh hazelnuts, like I said. So I think the moral of the story might be with the Glenlivet 12 is to go on your journey, drink the first half of it, and then leave the second half for, what was it? 6 years. Nah, that's never going to happen, is it? You're never going to leave it for 6 years. But it's probably just like the air getting to it. So if you actually left the cork off it for, like, drink half of it, keep putting the cork back on it, and then leave the cork off it for half an hour or something, and then go back to it, and then maybe it'll have oxidized, aged, whatever. I'm no expert, but they do. It does taste, this older one that's been sitting open, or not open, but it's been sitting with the cork on it for 6 years in my old auntie's cupboard, being neglected. It's definitely nuttier for me. So that finish of the hazelnuts, I'm getting that much more with this one than I was with that one. That's for sure. This one, it's much more of a numbing kind of thing going on than nuts. So that's really interesting. I love stuff like that. It's really cool. Yeah, I really like it. And I got to say, guys, I mean, if you're in the UK and you've got a Tesco's nearby to you, and they've got this deal on, just buy a couple bottles of it. I mean, I'm kind of regretting not buying two, to be fair, because I didn't really know how good it was. I'd never really read up on it. It's just one of those things. Everybody's going on their own whiskey journey, and you don't know everything about every kind of bottle of whiskey and all the rest of it. So you've tried what you've tried, and you've not tried what you've not tried. So you can only just try one and see. But now that I've tried one, I want to try another one, and I wish I'd bought a few at 28 quid, because I'm pretty sure that's a good deal. Now, I've not seen these on Amazon. I'm sure Wee Jock will probably ping up with a little message now saying what price they are on Amazon. But I doubt it's at 28 quid. Maybe they've got some kind of deal. But it's really good. I've not done a top 5 video yet. I'm getting close to doing one. I've got some sitting down here which I'm picking out. Just my eyes are like, yeah, I could probably pick out a top 5 right now. But what I want to do is kind of split it up in terms of affordable ones, so like supermarket ones that you'll find in the supermarket that are regularly below, like say, well, I want to do the £20 mark for a start, because that's your introduction kind of whiskies, and then I'm thinking about the below 30 mark, which is what I've tried to stick to for the most part in the whiskey trials. But obviously I've got some here that are more, and some that are considerably more than that, so I'll probably do I don't know. I don't want to go into like too much depth of like the sort of prices. I'll probably just be like, I'll be like a top 5 of more expensive ones. I mean, none of them are going to be like over £100 because I just can't afford that. But yeah, open to getting sent samples by anybody that wants to send me any £100 or more value whiskies. But there you go. So yeah. To wrap it up, guys, the Glenlivet 12, it's up there for me. I guess if you don't really like the kind of sweeter ones, the sherry finished, the raisiny, sultana, red fruit type ones with a nice complex nose and actually a very complex taste, then this isn't for you. So if that's not for you, I'm not quite sure why you're drinking whiskey, really. I mean, if you're all about the peat and smoke all the time, then you need to diversify. And that's an interesting thing as well, actually. So anybody who's been keeping up with my whiskey trials knows that I've been going through this change, and I've been drinking Taliskers, and Lafroigs, and Bowmores, and all the rest of it, and it's been kind of leading up. And I had the Talisker 10, and I was just like, I've been drinking Talisker Sky a lot. I'd be banging on about Talisker Sky is really good, blah, blah, blah. And then I have the Talisker 10. And the Talisker 10 just is like almost the perfect whiskey for me on that sort of whatever spectrum it kind of covers. I would say that it's not too smoky, it's not too peaty, it's kind of bridging the gap between this sort of sweeter ones and the really, really smoky ones. But anyway, I was reaching for those ones all the time. I'm like, oh, Talisker, oh, I can't live without it. I want it. And then it was weird. The Talisker Sky came on a deal again in the co-op, and I bought one. I wasn't feeling it. I kind of had a bit on the. I was like, yeah, that's good. And then I had another couple of nips, and I was just like, no, it was giving me a bit too much burn. It was giving me a little bit of kind of acid reflux a little bit, and I was just like, the taste just wasn't doing it for me. I kind of really wanted the Talisker 10 rather than the Talisker Sky. So I think now that I've had the 10, I'm like, the Sky is not quite cutting it for me. But it also highlighted the fact of my phases in whiskey, how I go through these kind of phases of what my taste buds are doing, and I don't know why that is. Maybe it's to do with how I'm feeling, or my diet, or how hydrated I am. I've got no idea. But I've definitely been veering back towards the sweeter ones, and recently I've had a few bottles of Old Paltney 12, as you'll see from my previous whiskey trials, and I've had another couple of bottles of Glenmurray. So I've kind of veered back to the kind of sweeter ones, and that's cool. That's fine, no hassles with that. I just thought I'd comment on it because it's kind of funny that I'm going through these peaks and troughs of taste as well along my journey. So I've returned back to my safety zone for the moment. I'm not quite sure why, but I am planning on getting some smokier and some peatier ones and trying them. But do you know what? I know that I do like them, and I can enjoy them. It just has to be within that phase that I'm in. I guess that's just, maybe you're different, maybe that's all you like or whatever, but I'm obviously going through these kind of phases of liking smokier and peatier ones, and then going back to my sweeter ones, and then so hopefully that just keeps bouncing back and forward, and that I can afford a range of whiskies downstairs on the shelf that reflect my moods and what I want to drink when I want to drink it. But yeah, guys, like I said, Glenlivet, go buy it. Find a Tesco's quick, 28 quid right now. Hopefully I can get this video up and it's still 28 quid. I don't know. I've got a few in the tank that to head it. But plenty. Cheers, guys. See you in the next video. And don't forget, hit the bell. Once you hit the subscribe, hit the little bell thing. Apparently you've got to say that on YouTube now because nobody knows how to work it. Remember guys, if you like my videos, please hit the like button on the video. If you don't like it, hit the dislike button as well. I ain't in control of you. You're going to do what you want, and that's what you've got to do. Whatever feels right in there. Also, hit the subscribe button if you feel the need. But if you do hit the subscribe button, you want to hit the subscribe button, please hit the little bell also, because that means you get notified when my lovely videos come out and you go, yay, I can watch one of Neil's videos. I'm so excited and I'm going to drown myself in whiskey.